Dear Manfred, dear Ursula, dear Roberta, members of the EPP, friends and colleagues, many thanks for your warm welcome and many thanks for your hospitality here in Valencia. I'm very happy to be here and hopefully last time as the opposition leader from Germany. We will have our Chancellor elected next Tuesday in Germany's parliament. And the Social Democrats will finalize their vote within their party tonight. And we all hope that we will have their approval tomorrow morning, so the way will be free to elect a new government next week, precisely that time. But until then, you have to make your decisions on the presidency of the EPP today and tomorrow, and that's the reason why I would like to advertise first for our candidate, who is our president, Manfred Weber, and who is the deputy, David McAllister, by the way, who is, as far as I can see, the only dual citizen coming from Germany and from the UK. So if we should have an opportunity to have the UK on board of the presidency of the EPP, please vote for David. This is a good idea. Now, dear colleagues, it's less than 11 months after our successful European elections, and we are again gathering today here in Valencia. A lot has happened in those 11 months. The Russian aggression against Ukraine is continuing, and the death toll among Ukrainians continue to rise. I would like to say the message. Our message will and has to be very clear. If other nations and other countries question the values of national sovereignty and the inviolability of borders, of freedom and of democracy, we will stand even more strongly for these values. And at the same time, a new US president has been elected to the White House, putting our important transatlantic alliance to a test, both in terms of security and defense, but also when it comes to trade and more generally the cohesion of the so-called West. This, dear friends, is why I'm convinced that this is the hour of Europe, more precisely the European Union. The challenges we are faced with surpass our ability to deal with them alone on a national level. For our freedom, for the future of our societies, we have to act together more than ever before in taking common positions and speaking with one voice, especially by organizing our defense in a way that is much more effective and that raises our defense capabilities to a new level. That means we must be pragmatic when it comes to military procurement, and we have to agree on joint development in new projects and ramp up production fast. All this should happen within the framework of NATO, our Western alliance, but we Europeans must also be able to defend ourselves better than in the past. This is not optional. This is a precondition for preserving freedom and peace on our European continent. I know that many of you expect more German leadership than we have seen in the last years, both in the EU and on international level. Next week, as I said, Germany will have a new government. And I tell you, we will and we have to invest a lot of energy more into moving Europe forward. And as I told you in Bucharest last year and in Rotterdam the year before, I'm decided to take more initiatives, to take more time on international affairs and especially on European affairs together with you. And in this respect, I'm very proud to announce that for the first time in more than 60 years, my party, the Christian Democrats in Germany, will have the Foreign Office in our government. In addition to the issue of defense, we are facing other challenges. And, dear colleagues, let's not underestimate them. The US tariffs threaten to plunge the world into a new age of protectionism. Therefore, we must revitalize the conviction that free trade with the world carries benefits for all. Economy and trade are not zero-sum games. More than ever, we should conclude ambitious and comprehensive trade agreements. And I would like to say from this place, full support to you, Ursula, and your Commission, to all your efforts to come to more free trade agreements in the world. Full support from our future German government. And please, we should not overburden these trade agreements with too many other issues that are not directly trade related. Dear friends, this also requires us to set our priorities straight. At the EPP retreat in January in Berlin, we passed a resolution on substantially reducing the bureaucratic burden on businesses. May I come back to that? We have to find a better balance between fighting climate change, which is necessary more than ever, and protecting the environment on the one hand, and avoiding deindustrialization on the other hand in our countries. And dear friends, this is a very real and serious issue. We will not tackle the enormous challenges ahead with a shrinking economy. We should be ambitious in cutting regulation and relying on market-based instruments such as ETS, implemented by the European Union. So, allow me to be very open on that. Let us fight overregulation on all levels. Frankly, when I read that after we are annoying people with fixed bottle caps, or beeping cars. Now we will ask people to have their cars checked every year instead of every 2 years. Frankly, are we out of minds? Do we absolutely make the EU more unpopular with such kinds of regulation? This is all over German media actually in the last few days, and that's the reason why I'm telling you, let's not destroy popular vote for our great European Union and our great European project with such nonsense. The last, but certainly not the least, issue I want to mention is migration. With the Return Directive and other legal changes, we are on the right way. We must drastically decrease the number of irregular migrants arriving in our countries. And if those numbers remain high, we have to discuss additional measures. Laws can be changed, and we should not be afraid of this if necessary. Dear friends, the EPP now today is the strongest political force in Europe, in the Council, in the European Parliament, and in the Commission. That means our leadership is more important than ever before. Let's show this leadership for the entire European Union, for the people in our countries. And from my perspective, in my future government, you can count on us. We will be ready to deliver, and we will be ready. We will be ready to form one of the governments in Germany which will be one of the most strongest European supporters you have ever seen from my country. Many thanks and good luck to all of you.